Listen closely. This is the one truth that changes everything. Talent is overrated, motivation is a lie, and the only thing that builds results is one small, boring action repeated until it becomes unstoppable. If you want extraordinary, stop waiting for feeling ready. Do one thing today, do it again tomorrow, and refuse to skip. This book is a blueprint. Small actions, repeated without drama, produce outcomes nobody thinks are possible. Start now. Chapter 1. Start small, win big. Listen, this is simple. This is brutal. Big goals die under the weight of big thinking. Big goals die under perfect plans. You have a choice. You can keep planning, or you can do one small thing. That small thing decides everything. Small wins, stacked daily, become unstoppable wins. Begin with the truth. The brain hates big jumps. The brain loves tiny victories. One page, one push-up, one sales call. Those are not jokes. They are the engine. Start tiny. Start now. Start again. Why small? Because small removes the argument. Because small makes the first step inevitable. Because small lets your identity shift without a war. When you do one page today, you become a writer for one page. When you do one push-up today, you become someone who moves their body. Identity forms around repeated action, not feelings, not permission, action. You have a choice. You can wait for inspiration, or you can force a habit. That's the key. You don't need their permission. You don't need a better resume. You don't need a flawless plan. You need a minimum you can do even when you hate everything. Listen to this example. A would-be author sits on a book for 3 years. They polish the outline. They wait for a good day. Another person writes a paragraph every morning. The paragraph grows to 2. 2 becomes 5. 5 becomes a chapter. The chapter becomes a book. Which life do you want? Small wins stacked daily become unstoppable wins. Another example. A beginner runner starts with 1 minute. 1 minute of jogging, then 2, then 4. In 6 weeks, the 1-minute beginner runs 30 minutes. Not because of magic, because compounding is savage. Small daily practice compounds. Start tiny. Start now, start again. Now the method. Practical, tactical. Repeat this. Pick one area, skill, health, income. Choose one non-negotiable minimum. Make it so small you cannot talk yourself out of it. One paragraph, one push-up, one sales call, 1 minute, one step. Attach it to something you already do. After you're brushing your teeth, after your morning coffee, after you close your laptop. Anchor it, do it, repeat it. Use the cue you already have. The cue removes decision. The cue makes the action automatic. Make the rule public. Tell someone, post it, say it out loud. You have a choice. You can keep it private and hope for motivation, or you can make it public and get accountability. That's the key. You don't need their permission. Say it, do it, repeat it. Use a visible tracker, a calendar, an X on the wall, a habit app. Seeing the streak is fuel. Momentum starts with a mark. 1 X, 2 X's, 10 X's. The streak becomes a wall of proof. Small wins, stacked daily, become unstoppable wins. Expect resistance. Expect boredom. Expect days when the world roars and you want to stop. That is the test. That's the key. On those days, do the minimum. Do the tiniest version. Do 1 minute. Do 1 paragraph. Do 1 push-up. It is not about perfection. It's not about big sessions. It's not about the long, glamorous hour. It's about showing up. It's about discipline. It's not about inspiration. It's about discipline. Remember that sentence. Say it out loud. Repeat it. Measure what matters. Track consistency, not output. If you study a language 5 minutes each day for 180 days, you will be better than a weekend binge student. If you make one call a day for 90 days, your client list will be real. The metric is days of action, not drama, not declarations, days of action. You will lie to yourself. You will say, tomorrow will be better. You will say, I need more time. Cut the chatter. You have a choice. Choose the minimum. Choose the method. Choose to win by repetition. Small wins stacked daily become unstoppable wins. Create a repair protocol. Miss a day? Do a double minimum the next day. Miss 2 days? Reset immediately. Don't moralize. Do, repair, repeat. The fastest way back to momentum is action. The fastest way to ruin is rumination. Here is a script you can speak to yourself each morning. Say it slowly. Today I will do my minimum. It is non-negotiable. It is small. It is enough to start. Anchor it. Do it. Repeat it. Your words prime your action. Practical drill for this week. Day 1, choose one area and set a 60-second minimum. Day 2, attach it to a daily routine. Day 3, mark the calendar with an X after you do it. Day 4 to 7, repeat without skipping. At day 7, evaluate. Increase the minimum by 10 to 20% or keep it. Small increases are how compounding accelerates. Start tiny. Start now. Start again. Now remember identity. When you perform the minimum repeatedly, you become the kind of person who does the work. Your identity follows your actions, not the other way around. That's the key. You don't need their permission to be that person. You create permission by acting. This is the backbone of the entire book. If you master the minimum, you master momentum. If you master momentum, you change your life. Small wins, stacked daily, become unstoppable wins. This chapter is not an excuse, it is a command. You have a choice, make it. You mastered the minimum in this chapter. Now let's turn that courage into action that proves your worth.
Chapter 2. Stop proving and start doing. Listen up. Perfection is a procrastination tool dressed as virtue. You have a choice. You can polish or you can publish. You can edit your life into silence, or you can create evidence with action. That's the key. Prove by doing, not by polishing. Perfection looks noble. It feels safe. It is a trap. People spend months rewriting a resume. They tweak font sizes. They rewrite headlines. They tell themselves they are preparing. Meanwhile, someone else applies. Someone else learns. Someone else gets hired. You have a choice. Apply, fail, learn, apply again. Prove by doing, not by polishing. You don't need their permission. You don't need a stamp of readiness from an outside critic. You need results. Results are built by motion. Motion is built by shipping. Ship today, ship tomorrow, ship again, ship, learn, repeat. Change the sentence in your head. Replace I must be ready with I will learn while I do. Say it now. Say it every morning. I will learn while I do. It dismantles fear. It changes pressure into curiosity. Curiosity creates speed. Speed creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Ship, learn, repeat. Listen to the amateur filmmaker. They shoot a 10-minute short. They upload it. Comments sting. Comments inform. The second short is stronger. The third short finds an audience. The filmmaker didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for validation. They used public work as a mirror. That mirror taught them faster than any classroom. Prove by doing, not by polishing. This is not about arrogance. It's not about sloppy work. It's about discipline. It's not about perfection. It's about delivery. Repeat that. It's not about perfection. It's about delivery. You have a choice. Deliver less perfectly and get better faster, or plan perfect and remain invisible. Now the tactical plan.
Real, brutal steps, no fluff. Step 1. Identify the smallest viable deliverable. One page, one demo, one 60-second video, one landing page. Make it small so you cannot avoid it. If it's too big, it's optional. If it's small, it's inevitable. Step 2. Set the deadline. Not someday, not next month. 7 days. This is the 7-day shipping challenge. Commit to one public deliverable in 7 days. No excuses, no procrastination, no tinkering. Step 3. Publish it publicly. Post it to your feed. Put it on a website. Send it to one person. Share it in a group. Make it available for feedback. Visibility forces clarity. Visibility creates pressure to improve. Step 4. Measure one metric. Not 10, not vague, one metric. Views, replies, clicks, sales calls made. Pick one metric and track it. That metric gives you a signal. Signal beats opinion. Step 5. Iterate fast. Use the feedback. Use the metric. Improve the deliverable within another 7 days. Ship again. Ship today. Ship tomorrow. Ship again. You have a choice. You can keep writing better emails in your head, or you can send one email. Which will teach you faster? Which will move your life? Expect shame. Expect panic. Expect doubt. Those are normal. Label them. Call them out. That is fear. Then act. Action nullifies shame. Action creates proof. Proof heals doubt. Do not mistake feedback for verdict. A bad take is not a final sentence. It is data. Data is gold. Use it. Test the headline. Test the thumbnail. Test the call to action. Run cheap experiments. Low cost. High speed. Fail cheap. Learn faster. Here's the reality. People who ship build influence. People who ship build skill. People who ship build confidence. The resume polisher gets an illusion of progress. The shipper gets results. You have a choice. Which life do you want? Make shipping routine. Set a weekly ship time. Put it on the calendar. Make publishing a default. Remove gates. Remove the "I'll finish it later" option. That option is a liar. That's the key. Make publishing automatic. Make revision the next step, not the block. Accountability accelerates this. Tell one person your 7-day challenge. Post the deadline publicly. Public stakes create pressure that works in your favor. You don't need their permission. You need their awareness. Use it. Use the 1-minute pre-flight ritual. Before you publish, do this. Read the first line aloud. Ask one real person for a single honest sentence. Post it. Close the tab. Walk away. Do not over-polish. Over-polish kills momentum. Now a short thought about learning while you do. You will make mistakes. Good. Mistakes are feedback in disguise. You will discover what works faster than theory ever could. You will discover the weak spots in your message. You will fix them. That cycle, ship, measure, iterate, beats planning any time. A common objection, but what if it's terrible? So what? Terrible work published is better than perfect work unpublished. Terrible work is a bridge. It connects you from where you are to where you can be. That bridge is built one shipped thing at a time. Prove by doing, not by polishing. Keep this mantra: ship, learn, repeat. Repeat it until it becomes louder than fear. Say it when your hands shake. Say it when you want to rewrite. Say it when you dream of the perfect version. Ship, learn, repeat. Finish the 7-day shipping challenge this week. Choose the deliverable, set the deadline for 7 days from now. Tell one person, publish the thing, track one metric, improve, repeat. You will be surprised how fast progress accelerates once you let go of perfection. You have a choice. Keep waiting for permission or create proof that forces opportunity. That's the key. You don't need their permission. You need courage to ship. You need practice in public. You need the discipline to deliver. You just learned to stop proving and start doing. You converted fear into feedback. You converted planning into progress. Now you have momentum to compound. Small public actions build a reputation of work. That reputation compounds into influence. That influence compounds into results. You stopped proving. Now let's learn how tiny repeated actions compound into massive change.
Chapter 3. The Compound Habit Engine. This chapter is math you can feel. This chapter is power disguised as patience. You have a choice. You can chase fireworks, or you can build a machine. That's the key. Small daily improvements add up in ways your brain refuses to believe. Repeat after me. 1% better every single day. Listen to the science. Compound growth is not linear. It is exponential. 1% today, 1% tomorrow, 1% the day after. After 1 year, you are not 365% better. You are multiplied. 1% daily becomes roughly 37.78 times better after 365 days. Let that sink in. 1% better every single day turns tiny effort into massive change. Little by little becomes a lot. Try another frame. Get 0.5% better daily, and you still end up about 6 times better in a year. Push 2% daily, and the growth is insane, over 1,000-fold. Flip it. Lose 1% every day, and after a year, you keep only about 2.5% of what you once had. The math is brutal. The math is fair. Little differences matter. Small slacks compound into catastrophe. Small disciplines compound into greatness. This is why the 5-minute language student wins. 5 minutes every day becomes momentum. It compounds. The binge student studies for hours 1 week, then forgets for weeks. The binge student feels productive. The 5-minute student builds a daily engine. The 5-minute student improves day after day. After months, the progress is obvious. Little by little becomes a lot. You have a choice. Practice that feels small today creates a capability that feels huge later. That's the key. You don't need their permission to start. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a compound engine, the habit loop, done repeatedly. Now the habit loop. It is simple. Cue, tiny routine, immediate reward. Cue it, do it, reward it, repeat it. The cue is the trigger you already have, a cup of coffee, a commute, brushing your teeth. Attach a tiny routine to that cue. 1 sentence, 1 minute, 1 small repetition. Then give yourself a tiny reward, a check mark, a breath, a sip of coffee, a note in your habit tracker. The reward closes the loop. The loop repeats. Over time, the loop scales. Design your loop like an engineer. Make the cue obvious. Make the routine small enough to guarantee success. Make the reward immediate and satisfying. If it feels optional, it will be optional. That is the fatal flaw. Remove optionality. Make the action inevitable. Here is a daily template you can use. Copy this. Use it tomorrow. Morning cue. After the first cup of coffee. Tiny routine. 60 seconds of focused work on your priority skill. 1 paragraph, 1 sentence, or 5 new vocabulary words. Immediate reward. Mark the habit tracker and say, done. Midday cue. After lunch. Tiny routine. 60 seconds of review or rehearsal. Reward. 1 short walk, a breath, a note. Evening cue. Before bed. Tiny routine. 60 seconds of reflection. What went well, what to change. Reward. A single X on the calendar. Cue it, do it, reward it, repeat it. The template is small. The template is boring. That is the point.
Boring builds systems. Systems beat willpower. Systems beat talent. It's not about talent, it's about discipline. Keep the metrics simple. Track days of action, not hours of drama, not how inspired you felt. The only signal that matters is consistent repetition, one day followed by another. You will be wrong on day 1. You will be clumsy on day 5. Good. It is supposed to be messy. The loop gives you feedback. The feedback allows tiny fixes. Tiny fixes compound. Use the power of tiny wins. Celebrate a single X on the calendar. Celebrate a filled week. Celebration is not indulgence, it is fuel. It is the reward in the loop. Use it, protect it, guard it like a resource. Small wins stacked daily become unstoppable wins. Now, listen to the story. A graphic designer wanted recognition. They attempted huge projects and burned out. Then they shifted. They designed one thumbnail per day. One thumbnail. 10 weeks later, they had 70 thumbnails. Clients noticed the volume. Skills improved. Speed improved. Opportunities arrived. The big projects were now within reach because the machine ran daily. Little by little became a lot. This is not theory, it is a blueprint. The steps are direct. Step 1. Pick one habit to compound. Skill, health, income. Pick one. Step 2. Apply the cue routine reward loop. Make the routine so small it is ridiculous. Step 3. Do it daily. Record one metric, days completed. Step 4. Repair fast when you fail. Missed a day, do 2 tiny routines the next day. Missed 3 days, reset immediately and double down. Step 5. After 30 days, increase the routine by 10%, not by doubling, by one small step. That keeps it sustainable. That keeps compounding alive. You have a choice at every juncture. You can opt for dramatic bursts, or you can choose steady growth. That's the key. Choose growth. Choose the engine. Choose the habit. This chapter is the mechanism behind everything in this book. Master the compound habit engine, and you build leverage over time. You will outlast flash and fad. You will convert boring discipline into massive results. Remember the phrases. 1% better every single day. Cue it, do it, reward it, repeat it. Little by little becomes a lot. You understood the math. You learned the loop. Your job is simple now. Start the loop. Start the template. Start today. You mastered compounding in principle. Now let's turn that principle into an intentional minimum you can protect every day.
Chapter 4. Design your minimum. You have a choice. Design the life you want, or blame the weather. That's the key. Minimums are not weakness. Minimums are strategy. Your minimum is your backbone. Listen, most people think minimums are for losers. They are wrong. Minimums are active design choices. Minimums are the foundation of every great life. A CEO who writes one paragraph a day is not wasting time. That one paragraph becomes a chapter. The chapters become a book. The book becomes a platform. Your minimum is your backbone. You have a choice. You can chase heroic sessions, or you can protect a daily minimum. That's the key. Which path creates steady leverage? Which path survives a crisis? Minimums survive. Minimums win. Here is the exercise. Do it now mentally. Pick 3 life areas: skill, health, relationships. For each, set a 60-second minimum. 60 seconds, not 60 minutes. 60 seconds you cannot talk yourself out of. Skill, write 1 sentence. Health, 1 push, 1 breath, stand up and stretch. Relationships, 1 text, 1 honest message, 1 quick call. Minimum first, increase second. Repeat it.
Make the minimum obvious. Attach it to a cue. After brushing your teeth, after your morning coffee, after you close your laptop. Anchor it to a habit you already have. Anchor it and victory becomes cheap. Anchor it and you remove decisions. Anchor it and repetition becomes inevitable. Anchor it, do it, repeat it. You don't need their permission. You don't need a badge of readiness. You don't need an audience. You need the minimum. That's the key. It's not about perfectionism. It's about discipline. Say that a few times. It's not about perfectionism. It's about discipline. Make the minimum ridiculously small. If your minimum feels optional, it is optional. Make it so small you laugh. 1 sentence, 5 breaths, 1 push. The tiny act prevents the argument. The tiny act builds identity. Do the small thing again and again. Your minimum is your backbone. Now the tweak. After you hold the minimum for a week, raise it by 1 to 3%. Not 10%, not double. Small increases. Tiny increases keep momentum. Tiny increases keep resistance low. Minimum first, increase second. Repeat it. Public commitments kill perfectionism. Say your minimum out loud. Tell one person. Post it. Make a simple calendar X mark ritual. Every day you do the minimum, mark an X, 1X, 2X's, 10X's. The calendar becomes proof. The calendar becomes scoreboard. Mark it. Keep going. Don't miss twice. Use public stakes wisely. Accountability is a force multiplier. Pick one person who will ask if you did it. Send a daily text. Did it. Short, brutal, effective. You have a choice. Hide your minimum and hope, or declare it and be honest. That's the key. You don't need their permission. You need accountability. Expect sabotage. Expect the inner critic. Expect the bright idea that starts tomorrow. The critic whispers, make it better first. Answer back. Say, my minimum is done. Say it out loud. The sentence ends the argument. Repeat it when you want to withdraw. Repeat it when you want to postpone. Repeat it until it sticks. Here is the ritual to lock it in. Define the minimum, 1 sentence or 1 minute. Choose a cue, after coffee, after teeth, after login. Attach a reward, mark the X, say done, breathe. Make it public, tell one person, post it. Track it daily, don't miss twice. Do not miss twice. This rule destroys habit collapse. Miss once and repair immediately. Miss twice and you have created a pattern. Break the pattern fast. Repair with 2 minimums the next day. Repair with humility. Repair with action. Real example. The CEO wrote 1 paragraph each morning. The paragraph often felt small. The paragraph rarely felt like a book. After months, the stack became chapters. The chapters became a book that sold. The public did not notice the daily grind. They saw the result. You will be invisible at first. That is fine. The backbone works while no one watches. This is not motivational fluff. This is method. Design the minimum like an engineer. Test it. Iterate. Raise it by 1 to 3% when the habit feels too easy. Lower it if life breaks you. The minimum must be survivable. It must be inviolable. Your minimum is your backbone. Language to use every morning. Say it now. Today I will do my minimum. It is non-negotiable. It is small. It is enough. Use it as a pre-commitment. Say it before you check messages. Say it before you open the laptop. Words prime action. Words build steel. Tools. Use a paper calendar. Use a habit app. Use a big X. Use a drawer with the task written on a card. Choose one tool and use it daily. Simplicity beats complexity. The calendar X is the most powerful. Mark it. Keep going. Don't miss twice. Repair protocol. If life knocks you down, shrink the minimum. Reduce to 30 seconds. Survive, rebuild, then increase slowly. The fastest route to collapse is pride. Pride says, I can skip this week. Pride kills calendars. Pride ruins streaks. Stay humble. Protect the minimum like a sacred item. You have a choice every morning. You can design for the extremes, or you can design for the next day. That's the key. Design small for the long haul. Design your minimum. Guard it. Defend it. Make it the backbone of your life. This chapter gives you the tool. You now know how to set a minimum. You know how to attach it to cues. You know how to protect it with public stakes. You know how to increase it slowly. You built the foundation for steady progress. You designed your minimum. Now let's remove the myth of willpower and replace it with systems that make the minimum unstoppable.
Chapter 5. Kill willpower, build systems. Listen, willpower is fragile. It runs out. It betrays you right when you need it most. You have a choice. You can rely on grit and hope, or you can design a life that does the work for you. That's the key. Systems win when willpower fails. Say it with me. Systems win when willpower fails. Say it again. Systems win when willpower fails. Willpower feels noble. It sounds heroic. It looks good in motivational posts, but it's temporary. Decisions drain it. Stress drains it. Late nights drain it. Relying on willpower is a plan to fail. You don't need their permission to admit that. You don't need their permission to be practical. This chapter is about building systems that force action. Systems reduce the need for decisions. Systems make success the default. Default it. Do it automatically. Start with the basic recipe. It's simple. Reduce friction, create defaults. Schedule the work into unskippable routines. Repeat those words. Reduce friction, create defaults, schedule the work. Reduce friction means remove the tiny obstacles that become giant excuses. Want to exercise in the morning? Put your shoes beside the bed. Lay out your clothes the night before. Want to write every day? Open a document and save it as Daily 1. Put that file on the desktop. Want to practice guitar? Keep it on a stand with the pick on the strings. The fewer decisions, the fewer chances to quit. Create defaults. Defaults are pre-decided actions that run unless you change them. Make the healthy choice the default. Meal prep 4 portions on Sunday. Now lunch is done. The default is a balanced meal. The exception is takeout. Defaults win because they remove debate. Default it. Do it automatically. Schedule the work into unskippable routines. Put the task on the calendar like an appointment with your future self. Not maybe tomorrow, not sometime next week, an appointment. 6:15 a.m., write 15 minutes. 12:30 p.m., walk for 10 minutes. Treat these slots like meetings you cannot miss. Your calendar becomes a commitment device. Now, concrete examples. Meal prep. Choose 2 simple meals. Cook 4 portions on Sunday. Store them in labeled containers. When hunger hits, heat and eat. The friction of decision disappears. The default is nutrition. Systems win when willpower fails. Sleep and alarms. Set a single alarm. Program an immediate action. Out of bed, shoes on, 5 deep breaths, walk to the kitchen. No scrolling, no negotiation. If you must, set a second alarm 5 minutes later in another room. Make it harder to stay in bed. Default it. Do it automatically. Workflows for creative work. Create a startup template. Open a document pre-populated with headings. Your first task is 1 sentence. Start tiny. The template removes the blank page paralysis. The template is a system. Use it every day. Systems win when willpower fails. Tech example. Remove login friction. Use a password manager and browser autofill. Save the document you need to edit in a folder that opens automatically at login. Create a one-click script or shortcut that opens the exact tools you need. If you use a script, keep it simple. A desktop shortcut that launches your workspace is enough. The less time spent fumbling with logins and folders, the more likely you are to start. Make it easy. Make it automatic.
Design fail-safes. Systems must survive your worst day. Automate reminders. Use calendar invites that email you. Use 2 triggers. If the first trigger fails, the second will catch you. Pair an app reminder with a human check-in. Ask a colleague or friend to send a daily message, "Did you do it?" The human factor is a backup system. Systems win when willpower fails. Environmental cues are ruthless tools. Remove temptations. Put your phone in another room during focus time. Use app timers to lock social media. Clear clutter from your workspace. Visual cues should point you toward the action. A tidy desk is a nudge. A visible notebook is an invitation to write. Make your environment confirm the choice you want to make. Here is a step-by-step tactical drill. Do this week. Pick one habit that fails when you're tired. Reduce friction, place the items you need where you will use them. Create a default, pre-decide exactly what you will do and when. Schedule it, block it on the calendar as a non-negotiable meeting. Add a fail-safe, a backup alarm, a friend's check-in, or an automated reminder. Set the environment, remove distractions, place cues where you will see them. Execute for 7 days, no exceptions, then review and tighten the system. Repeat, reduce friction, create defaults, schedule the work, add fail-safes, design the environment. Default it, do it automatically. You will resist. You will say you are not disciplined enough. Stop. It's not about discipline, it's about design. It's not about talent, it's about discipline. Say it. It's not about talent, it's about discipline. Design beats heroism. Real people do this. A founder saved decision energy by automating meal choices and outfit choices. He reclaimed mental bandwidth for product decisions. That reclaimed bandwidth became the company's advantage. Another person programmed a Start Work shortcut. The shortcut opened the editor, calendar, and music playlist. Clicking one button removed the argument. Systems win when willpower fails. Pain will come. Stress will come. The system will encounter resistance. When it breaks, fix the system. Do not blame yourself. Blame the design. Improve the default. Make the cue clearer. Make the reward faster. Repair immediately. The fastest way back to momentum is a fixed system. Final drill. This is non-negotiable. Tonight, map one routine from start to finish. Identify every tiny friction point. Remove one friction point before tomorrow morning. Put one default in place. Schedule the time in your calendar. Tell one person. That is your commitment device. You have a choice every day. Rely on fleeting willpower or build a system that carries the load. That's the key. You don't need their permission to make life easier. You don't need permission to protect your future focus. You killed the myth of willpower. You built a system plan. Systems win when willpower fails. Make it easy, make it automatic, default it. You built systems now. Next, we widen the view. Let's talk about the timeline that rewards those systems.
Chapter 6. The Long Game. Patience as a Weapon. Listen, this is a truth the loud world will not sell you. You have a choice. You can chase the quick fix, or you can build something that lasts. That's the key. Most results hide behind years of consistent, boring repetition. Not dramatic transformations, not overnight headlines, not virality. Real mastery is slow work. Outlast the quick fix. Think of the craftsman. Years of practice, small, relentless improvements. Nobody notices for a decade. Then the work appears effortless. Then the world calls it genius. Genius is the residue of repetition. You have a choice. Be flashy now or be excellent later. That is the decision that separates winners. Outlast the quick fix. This chapter is about time horizons. Your mind runs on moods. Your calendar runs on time. Choose which you will trust. Measure time, not moods. Pick 3 horizons: 30 days, 1 year, 5 years. Each horizon has a job. 30 days builds a habit.
1 year builds capability. 5 years builds mastery. Measure time, not moods. Horizon rules are concrete. For 30 days, commit to a non-negotiable minimum. Do it daily. Track the days. 1 year, set outcome targets and review monthly. 5 years, set identity goals and review quarterly. Small wins every day feed the longer time frames. Small wins add up. Little efforts compound. That is the engine. Use calendar rituals as your anchor. Put ritual blocks into your schedule, not vague intentions, not hope, real calendar entries. 30-minute craft work, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. Monthly progress review, first Sunday of every month. Calendar rituals force reality. They transform abstract desires into appointments with your future self. Measure time, not moods. Anchor rituals make impatience manageable. When you feel bored, check the calendar. When doubt whispers, open the ritual log. The log is proof. Proof beats worry. Proof replaces drama with data. You have a choice. Trust the calendar or trust the emotional roller coaster. That's the key. Trust time. Now the investor story. It's simple and sharp. An investor buys small positions every month for a decade. They ignore headlines. They ignore hot takes. Markets wobble. The investor keeps buying. Years later, the small monthly buys compound into a large position. The returns look obvious in hindsight. They were invisible while they were happening. The investor won by staying consistent. Play the long game. Stay the course. Translate that to life. Save 1 hour a week. Save 1 paragraph a day. Save 1 sales call every morning. Small, regular actions create assets, skills, capital, relationships. They compound. Your life is an account that accrues interest. Play the long game. Stay the course. Practical framework. This is tactical. Use it today. Choose 3 horizons. Write them down. 30 days, 1 year, 5 years. For each horizon, list 1 measurable outcome. 30 days, 20 habit days. 1 year, a portfolio of work. 5 years, a clear professional identity. Set calendar rituals. Block the daily minimum and 1 weekly review. Make the weekly review non-negotiable. Track micro wins. Use a simple tracker, a paper calendar, habit app, or spreadsheet. Mark the days. Celebrate the streak. Conduct a 90-day review every quarter. Adjust small, do not overhaul. Small course corrections preserve momentum. Repeat the sentence. Measure time, not moods. Say it when you feel anxious. Say it when a new shiny method appears. Discipline the eyes. Discipline the calendar. The long game favors those who keep showing up. Expect resistance. Expect boredom. Expect other people's timelines to sting. People will brag about fast success. This will trigger comparison. Do not let it. Comparison is noise. Silence the noise. Return to the horizon work. 1 day is not a verdict. 1 week is not a verdict. 1 month is not a verdict. Time is the judge. You have a choice. Keep showing up. That's the key. Emotional protocol. When doubt hits, do this 3-step reset. Record the fact. Write down what you did last 7 days. Check the calendar log. Confirm the streak. Execute 1 tiny action right now. 1 small win resets momentum. Action beats rumination. Action protects time. Action converts worry into evidence. Measurement tips? Use few metrics. Choose 1 input metric for each horizon. For 30 days, use days completed. For 1 year, use total outputs, articles, sales calls, products. For 5 years, use capability indicators, clients secured, public recognitions, mastery projects. Keep metrics simple. Metrics are a map, not an identity. If a metric lags, tweak behavior. Do not change the horizon. Repair rules. Missed a day? Double the minimum the next day. Miss a week? Cut the minimum in half for a week. Miss a month? Reset with humility and start a new 30-day cycle. Do not collapse into moralizing. Repair the routine. Repair the calendar. Repair the system. That is how you survive a long timeline. Culture and patience. Build habits that your network can see. Tell your partner, tell a colleague. Make the quiet work visible in small ways. Public signals lower the temptation to quit. The social contract helps you keep playing the long game. You don't need their permission to be patient. You need honesty. Say the plan aloud. I'm on a 5-year path to X. Say it to someone who will hold you accountable. Mindset medicine? Replace I must succeed fast with I will outlast the short-term craze. Replace I need to be seen now with I will be excellent later. Repeat, it's not about instant gratification, it's about patient craft. It's not about luck, it's about discipline. You have a choice. Choose patience as a weapon. Final drill? Do this tonight. Open your calendar, block a 15-minute ritual for tomorrow morning. Write the 3 horizons and 1 measurable outcome for each. Set your weekly review for the same day each week. Tell one person, make 1 small public commitment, then do the minimum tomorrow. Keep it small, keep it boring, keep it consistent. This chapter is the promise and the price. Time rewards steady action. Time punishes chaos. If you can keep playing, you will win. Outlast the quick fix. Measure time, not moods. Play the long game. Stay the course. You learned to trust time. You learned to ritualize patience. You built a framework to measure slow progress. Now we use that progress to create force. Momentum eats motivation for breakfast.
Chapter 7. Momentum eats motivation for breakfast. Listen, momentum is not drama. Momentum is a quiet machine. It reduces friction. It lowers resistance. You have a choice. You can wait for motivation, or you can create momentum. That's the key. Momentum breeds momentum. Momentum is invisible until it isn't. It starts as a tiny action. 1 post, 1 call, 1 page. That tiny action makes the next action easier. The second action becomes habit. The habit reduces the argument. The argument dies. You don't need their permission. You only need the first move. Think about the creator who posts 1 video every week. Week 1 is hard. Week 2 is easier. Week 3 is faster. By week 10, the process is smooth. Editing is quicker. Titles come without drama. The audience begins to appear. The creator did not wait for feelings. The creator built a rhythm. Momentum breeds momentum. This is practical, not mystical. There are mechanics we can use. The first mechanic is front-loading tiny wins. Put the easiest wins at the start of your week. Monday micro-wins set the tone. A short checklist on Monday creates a cascade of productivity through Friday. Get the first win, get the next, keep the streak. How to front-load. Choose 3 tiny tasks you can complete on Monday morning. They must be trivial compared to the week's goal. Email 1 prospect, write 1 paragraph, record 1 30-second clip. Do those 3 before lunch. Those wins prime your brain. They reduce the activation energy for the rest of the week. Momentum does the heavy lifting from there. Use a visible streak as a scoreboard. Calendar X's work. Habit apps work. A paper calendar with a marker will do. The visual streak is proof. Proof kills doubt. Proof strengthens identity. 1X says, I showed up.
10 X's say, I am the kind of person who shows up. Get the first win, get the next, keep the streak. Metrics matter, but keep them simple. Track days of action, not hours of drama. Track posts made, not how inspired you felt. Count the outputs that matter. 1 post per week, 1 sales call per day, 1 paragraph per morning. Track them. The scoreboard gives you real feedback. Momentum follows measurable action. Protect the start of the week like a sacred ritual. Block time on the calendar. Reserve the morning for tiny wins. Remove distractions. Close social apps. Start with a 1-minute ritual. Breathe, open the task, do the smallest part. The smallest part is how momentum begins. It's not about motivation, it's about momentum. Expect interruptions. Expect life. The streak will break. That is normal. The measure of discipline is the repair. The 24-hour repair rule is brutal and effective. Miss once, repair fast. Miss twice, lose streak. If you miss a day, do the minimum within 24 hours. Publish the short video, send the call, write the paragraph. Repair in 24 hours, and the streak survives. Here is the recovery protocol in full. Acknowledge the miss, no excuses, no drama. Do the minimum within 24 hours, even if it feels small, even if it is ugly. Mark the calendar, say the day was repaired. Reset the next day with the front-loaded wins. This protocol removes shame. It converts failure into action. It keeps momentum alive. It trains reflexes. Momentum rewards quick repair. Design your environment to favor the start. Make the first action obvious. Put the camera on the desk. Load the script into a pinned document. Place your running shoes by the door. Make the start unavoidable. The easier the start, the stronger the momentum. Reduce friction. Make starting the default. Use social pressure as a turbocharger. Announce a mini-goal publicly. Tell a friend. Post a promise. Public stakes increase the cost of skipping. They also provide accountability. But do not over-rely on praise. Praise is a bonus. Your work must stand on repeated action. Public stakes only help push you through friction. Create momentum rituals. A ritual is a short, repeatable start sequence. 3 breaths, open the draft, write 1 sentence, close the tab. Rituals lower activation energy. Rituals make the first move sacred. Rituals are tiny weapons you deploy every day. Beware the myth of massive action. Massive action is attractive. It feels like progress. It often ends in burnout. Momentum prefers consistency. Momentum rewards the smallest repeatable action. 1 consistent action over months beats sporadic heroics. Momentum breeds momentum. Mental discipline matters. When you want to quit, say this sentence: do the smallest thing now. Repeat it until you act. The words break inertia. The act creates motion. Motion creates more motion. That sentence becomes a reset button. Now the tactical weekly plan. Monday, front-load 3 tiny wins. Tuesday through Thursday, capitalize on the momentum. Do your standard minimums. Friday, publish 1 public piece of work or a status update. Weekend, review the week, mark the streak, repair any misses, plan Monday's micro wins. This schedule creates rhythm. Rhythm produces output. Output builds reputation. Reputation brings opportunity. Opportunity compounds into results. This chapter's lesson is simple and actionable. Start small, create visible proof, protect the start, repair fast, use social pressure when needed, keep metrics simple. The engine of your life will begin to run smoother. You have a choice. Keep waiting for motivation or build momentum that eats motivation for breakfast. That's the key. Momentum breeds momentum. You built momentum here. You learned how to trigger it, score it, and repair it. Next, we'll take the fear of failure and turn it into fuel.
Chapter 8. Fail faster, fail forward. Listen, failure is not a verdict. Failure is data. You have a choice. Take failure as identity or take failure as feedback. That's the key. Fail fast. Learn faster. Most people treat failure like a scarlet letter. They hide, they rationalize, they pause forever to avoid the risk of being wrong. You have a choice. You can hide to protect your ego, or you can expose your work to reality and get smarter. You don't need their permission to be imperfect. You need the courage to test. Repeat this until it stops hurting. Fail fast, learn faster. Say it, own it, live it. Failure speeds the learning curve. It shortens the distance between where you are and where you need to be. That's the key. Reframe the story in your head. When a product launch tanks, it is not a moral failure. It is an experiment that taught you what customers actually want. When a headline flops, it revealed a wrong assumption. Every failure tells a story if you are willing to listen. Fail fast, learn faster. This chapter is tactical. It is about running cheap experiments. It is about controlling the cost of being wrong. It is about building a repeatable cycle. Test, measure, iterate. Test, measure, iterate. Say it again. Test, measure, iterate. Start small. Pick one idea, a headline, an email subject line, a one-page offer, a landing page. Make the experiment cheap. Use simple tools, a Google form, a quick ad with a tiny budget, a landing page built with a template. The goal is speed. The goal is clarity. The goal is to get a signal fast. Pick one metric, not 10. One metric gives clarity. Click-through rate, reply rate, conversion on the page, sales calls booked. Choose the single signal that matters for the experiment. Then run the test for 7 to 14 days. Get the data. Decide quickly. Test, measure, iterate. Here is a real scenario. You have a service and 2 possible headlines. Create 2 short ad variations. Spend a small amount. Track clicks per headline for 7 days. The better headline tells you which emotional trigger works. Use that information to rewrite your landing page headline. Then test again with a new metric, conversions. That is how winners move. Test, measure, iterate. Do not confuse speed with sloppiness. This is not permission to be careless. It's permission to be deliberate and fast. Produce the smallest viable test that can answer your question. Then act on the result. Fail cheap, learn fast. That is the method. Now, the emotional work. Failure stings. Anger arrives. Shame arrives. Pride dissolves. Those feelings are normal. They're human. You have a choice in how you respond. That's the key. Label the feeling. Say it aloud. This is shame. This is disappointment. Naming the emotion reduces its power. Do one non-negotiable action immediately. Publish a small update. Send one follow-up. Fix one obvious bug. Action interrupts rumination. Action heals momentum. Learn and document. Write one sentence about what the data taught you. Then plan the next 7 to 14-day test. Repeat. Feel it. Act anyway. Improve. Say it until it becomes reflex. Build a failure library. Maintain a single document titled Experiments, Lessons. Each failed test gets one line. What was tested, the metric, the result, the lesson. This library is gold. It is the map of how you learned. It is proof that you moved forward. Failures become the stepping stones when you record them honestly. Fail fast, learn faster. Use cheap constraints to force clarity. Limit the budget, limit the time, limit the scope. Constraints force decisions. Constraints reveal the right questions. If you give yourself infinite runway, you will delay. If you give yourself 7 days and $50, you will focus. That's the key. Expect emotional spikes. Accept them. Do not be governed by them. When a failure triggers shame, use the emotional protocol immediately. Label it. Act. Improve. Action converts shame into momentum. Momentum beats analysis paralysis every time. There is also a social move here. Share lessons publicly in short form. Post, "We tested X. It failed. Here's what we learned." That post does 3 things. It normalizes failure. It invites better ideas. It builds credibility. It signals you are action first. You don't need their permission to share honest work. You need humility and speed. Now the tactical 7 to 14-day loop you will use. Day 0, define the hypothesis and the single metric. Days 1 to 7 or 1 to 14, run the test with minimal cost. Collect the signal. Day 8 or 15, analyze quickly. Decide, kill, pivot, or scale. Day 9 to 21, implement the change and launch the next test. Repeat the cycle. Short cycles build rapid skill. They also reduce fear. The more cycles you do, the less each failure will sting. Fail fast, learn faster. Common traps. Avoid the vanity metric trap. Don't celebrate likes when conversions matter. Avoid the paralysis by analysis trap. Don't spend weeks planning a test that could run in days. Avoid the identity trap. A failed experiment does not make you a failure. It makes you informed. Use action as therapy. When a failed test makes you freeze, choose one corrective action you can complete in 15 minutes. Ship that action. The 15-minute fix breaks the paralysis. It resets your nervous system. Then schedule the next test. Momentum returns. This is brutal but honest. If you fear failure so much you refuse to publish, you are choosing comfort over growth. You have a choice, comfort or growth. That's the key. Choose growth. You don't need their permission to be brave. You need practice in public. You have now learned to reframe failure. You have a hands-on protocol to run cheap experiments. You have an emotional strategy to convert shame into action. Fail fast, learn faster. Test, measure, iterate. Feel it, act anyway, improve. You reframed failure into fuel. You built a loop that turns mistakes into movement. Now let's apply that loop when life is messy and unpredictable.
Chapter 9. Consistency in Chaos. Listen, life will not cooperate. Plans will bend. People will get sick. Bosses will change. Babies will cry. Servers will crash. You have a choice. You can let chaos be an excuse, or you can build habits that survive chaos. That's the key. Do something, even small, when life goes sideways. This chapter is practical survival. It is not heroic, it is tactical. Consistency does not demand perfect conditions. Consistency demands modest, flexible action that survives the worst days. Small in chaos, huge in results. First truth. Consistency is elastic. It stretches. It bends. It does not break if you design it right. You have a choice. Make your systems flexible or make them fragile. That's the key. You don't need their permission to be adaptive. You need a plan that accepts interruptions as normal. Start with portable minimums. A minimum that fits your pocket. A minimum that travels. Not a 90-minute block. A 60-second practice. A single paragraph. 5 deep breaths plus 1 micro-action. That is your lifeline in chaos. Small in chaos, huge in results. Portable minimums look like this. If you are commuting, do a single focused sentence in a notes app. If you are in a queue, read 1 paragraph. If you have a free 2-minute window, make 1 sales call. If your hands are shaking, breathe 5 times and write a headline. The action is tiny. The action is consistent. The action preserves momentum. You have a choice. You can wait for the perfect hour, or you can capture the imperfect minute. That's the key. You don't need their permission to use meet-the-minute windows. Use them, protect them, repeat them. Next, context-based prompts. Design triggers tied to places and situations. On the bus, open your language app and learn 2 words. In line for coffee, draft a tweet. Before a meeting, do 2 deep breaths and scan your top priority. Context prompts remove decision friction. They say, do this now. You obey the cue. Cue equals action. Cue it, do it, reward it. Micro-routines require 0 setup. No equipment, no login, no special room. 5 deep breaths, then 1 micro-action. 5 breaths is an anchor. It calms the nervous system. It resets attention. 1 micro-action, a single sentence, a 5-second video clip, a short call, restores proof. The ritual is fast. The ritual is repeatable. Small in chaos, huge in results. Repeat after me. You have a choice. You can collapse under drama, or you can build micro-routines that survive drama. That's the key. You don't need excellence in chaos. You need resilience in action. Now, build buffer days. Plan for interruptions by design. If your week usually has 5 focused work days, build 2 buffer days. Use those days for catch-up, repair, and restoration. Buffers are insurance. Buffers prevent collapse. When life explodes, you use the buffer. When you use the buffer, you do not lose momentum. You stay in the game. Plan small recovery protocols. Missed a week? Use 2 micro-sessions a day for 3 days. Missed 3 days in a row? Shrink the minimum to 30 seconds for a week, then increase slowly. Repair fast. No moralizing. Action heals better than self-flagellation. Interruptions happen. Return quickly. Keep stacking. Public resilience matters. Share the comeback. Say, I missed 3 days. I repaired with 2 micro-sessions each day. Post it. Tell 1 person. Celebrate the repair publicly. This does 2 things. It normalizes mess. It converts shame into momentum. The world respects competence, not perfection. The public update becomes proof that you kept stacking. Use if-then rules. If the baby wakes, then do a 30-second desk stretch and open the Notes app. If the flight delays, then read 1 chapter on the phone. If the power goes out, then draft a short voice note and send it when the battery returns. If-then reduces friction at the exact moment friction spikes. It automates the decision that otherwise collapses into excuses. Design environmental fail-safes. Keep a notebook in the kitchen. Keep a draft template on your phone. Save an offline version of the file. Store a list of 5 micro-tasks labeled crash tasks. When things break, open crash tasks and complete the first one. Quick wins restore confidence immediately. Small wins accelerate recovery. Emotional protocol in chaos is simple and robust. Label the feeling. This is overwhelm. Say it out loud. Then do the breathing ritual. 5 deep breaths. Then do 1 micro-action. That triad moves you from paralysis to proof. Feel it, act anyway, improve. Say it until it becomes reflex. Accountability in chaos is crucial. Tell 1 person your portable minimum. Ask them to check in once a week. The check-in need not be long. A 1-line text. Did you do your minute today? Human eyes multiply follow-through. You don't need their permission to ask for help. You only need honesty. Now, the tactical week when life is messy. Follow this script. Monday, set 3 portable minimums for the week. Skill, health, relationship. Each is 60 seconds. Tuesday through Thursday, Perform micro-routines twice daily, morning and evening. Use context prompts. Friday, buffer day. Catch up and repair any misses. Weekend, celebrate resilience wins publicly. Mark any repaired days on your calendar with a green X. Share one learning. Emergency plan. If a crisis hits, shrink all minimums by half and honor them. Repair within 72 hours. Do not abandon the streak completely. Examples from real life. A nurse with night shifts. She says she cannot write. She writes one sentence before bed. That sentence becomes 3. 3 become a scene. A book grows across months. A parent with toddlers records 60-second voice memos while cooking. Those notes become drafts later. An entrepreneur stranded at an airport drafts a 140-character idea that becomes a newsletter headline. These are not miracles. They are designed micro-actions, small in chaos, huge in results. Common lies you will hear in your head. I'll make up for it later. This week is an exception. I'm broken. Those lies are thieves. Call them out. You have a choice. Call the lie by name. Replace it with action. That's the key. Say, I will do the minimum now. Do it. Repeat it. Remember identity. When you do small actions during chaos, you prove to yourself who you are. You become the person who keeps stacking. Identity is forged in the messy middle. That identity protects you faster than any plan. You have a choice. Choose identity. Choose action. Choose resilience. Final drill. Tonight, write your portable minimums. Pick 3. Attach them to cues. Add a buffer day to next week's calendar. Save a crash tasks list in your phone with 5 micro-tasks. Tell one person your plan. Sleep. Tomorrow, when chaos arrives, and it will, do 5 deep breaths and 1 micro-action. Do something, even small, when life goes sideways. You learned flexibility. You learned survival. You learned to build tiny rituals that become proof in the mess. Interruptions happen. Return quickly. Keep stacking. You preserved consistency during chaos. Now prepare to make that consistency last beyond your life.
Chapter 10. Make consistency a legacy. Talent gets attention. Consistency builds inheritance. Talent is loud. Consistency is quiet, but consistency lasts longer. You can be talented and still disappear. You can be gifted and still be forgotten. But if you are consistent, you become inevitable. Here is the truth. Consistency outlives talent because it becomes identity, and identity becomes inheritance. Your daily acts are your legacy, not your speeches, not your intentions, not your potential. Your daily acts are your legacy. A parent who reads 10 minutes every night may never call themselves extraordinary, but the child watching learns something powerful. Reading is normal. Growth is normal. Discipline is normal. That child grows up different. A leader who shows up prepared every single day teaches a team what excellence looks like without ever saying a word. A friend who checks in weekly builds trust that survives storms. A business owner who publishes content every week for 5 years becomes a brand people trust automatically. It's not about talent, it's about repetition. It's not about hype, it's about discipline. You have a choice. You can chase applause or you can build inheritance, because what you repeat, you teach, and what you teach, you multiply. Your daily acts are your legacy. Now, understand this deeper. Legacy is not just what you leave behind when you die. Legacy is what you create every single day while you live. When you choose to exercise daily, you are teaching your body what standard to accept. When you choose to read daily, you are teaching your mind what level to operate at. When you choose to show up daily, you are teaching the world what to expect from you. Consistency becomes reputation.
Reputation becomes identity. Identity becomes inheritance. That's the chain. That's the key. And here's where most people fail. They build habits for themselves only. They never transmit them. They never multiply them. But discipline is most powerful when shared. So here's the next level. Teach one small habit to someone else. Not something dramatic, not something overwhelming. One small habit. Teach a child to read 10 minutes daily. Teach a colleague to write 1 paragraph daily. Teach your team to hold a 5-minute daily review. Teach your sibling to save a small percentage weekly. And then run it together for 30 days, side by side. No excuses, no drama. Pass it on. Multiply it. When 2 people commit, accountability doubles. When 5 people commit, culture changes. When a team commits, performance compounds. You don't need their permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You need structure. Pass it on. Multiply it. Watch what happens when consistency becomes collective. A household changes. A team sharpens. A company transforms. A generation shifts. Because discipline spreads. Now let's make this operational, not inspirational. Operational. You need a 90-day blueprint. Not a wish, not a vibe. A blueprint. Plan 90, execute daily, pass it on. Here's how it works. First, define your fixed daily minimums. 1 for your body, 1 for your mind, 1 for your craft. These are non-negotiable. They are small enough to complete on your worst day. Your minimum is your backbone. Second, schedule weekly reviews. Once a week, same time, same place. Measure behavior, not emotions. Did you show up? Did you execute? Did you honor the minimum? Measure time, not moods. Third, create a public accountability statement. Tell someone, post it, declare it. For the next 90 days, I will complete these minimums daily. No drama, just commitment. You have a choice. You can drift for another year, or you can design the next 90 days. Plan 90, execute daily, pass it on. 90 days from now, you will either have proof of discipline or another collection of excuses. And excuses are not inherited. Discipline is. Imagine a year of this. 4 90-day cycles, 4 upgrades, 4 identity shifts. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary dreams. Not by one heroic effort, but by repeated, boring, disciplined execution that becomes culture. Your family will feel it. Your team will feel it. Your future children will feel it. Your daily acts are your legacy. So decide now. Will your legacy be inconsistency, or will it be discipline? Will people inherit your unfinished plans or your unbreakable standards? You don't need talent to start. You don't need motivation to continue. You need consistency. Start small. Win daily. Build systems. Play the long game. Repair fast. Fail forward. Adapt in chaos. Teach what you practice. That is the story of extraordinary achievement. That is the consistency story, and it begins again tomorrow morning. You have a choice. Plan 90, execute daily, pass it on. This is the brutal truth. Nothing spectacular arrives without boring, unglamorous repetition. Talent whispers, consistency shouts. Choose one non-negotiable minute, one call, one paragraph, one push, and do it every day until it refuses to stop. Guard your minimum, design your systems, repair quickly when you slip. Play the long game and let small wins compound until you are unrecognizable from who you are today. Now, here is the challenge. Pick your minimum, say it out loud, and start it in the next 10 minutes. Comment the pledge below, then like this video if you're serious, and subscribe to MindShift Audiobooks for the next session that keeps you honest. No excuses. Do the work. Start now.